welcome to episode 19 of Netherwood TV on Friday the 3rd of March 2017. I'm Alice Worsley.
And I'm Declan Hewitt, and we're the Year 11 head boy and head girl.
Welcome back to school. We hope you enjoyed your break. In today's episode, we will be taking a look at how the Year 6ers have got on in the primary school performance of Fantastic Mr. Fox.
We'll be taking a look at what some of the Year 9 students got up to at York St John's University.
First, we are going to take a look at what Netherwood got up to for this World Book Day.
This year, World Book Day was on Thursday the 2nd of March. Let's go over to English to speak to Mrs Watkins, who is the curriculum leader, and to see what staff and students got up to.
This week it's been World Book Day, our annual chance to have fun, dress up and talk about reading. We hope you enjoyed seeing everyone's costumes and talking to your teachers about what and why they love to read. You've listened to stories at the start of lessons, had an assembly about World Book Day and heard from authors about their favourite books. Remember, reading is the best way to improve your chances at academic success, so spend your World Book Day token wisely. And if you want to pick one up and haven't yet, they're available in the library and at student services. Look out from next week in Netherwood News for recommendations for great books to read.
My favourite book of all time is 1984. It's a book written by George Orwell and it's a dystopian novel. It's really, really good.
My favourite book ever is The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. And the reason I love it is my dad gave me a copy of it when I was about 12 and I just found it really, really funny. It's all about travelling in space and making sure that you take a towel in case you get lost. I definitely recommend that book.
My favourite ever book is Great Expectations. I first read it when I was about 18 and since then I've read it about 17 times since then. I love all the range of characters in there and every time I read it it's like returning to see old friends again. So I absolutely recommend it. Can you guess who my favourite character is?
My favourite book is Rebecca's World by Terry Nation, the author of The Daleks, because it's complete fantasy and takes you out of yourself. A brilliant book for everybody to read.
My favourite book is The Storm Rider's Guide.
My favourite book of all time is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. It's a really important book. I didn't read it till I was in my 20s, but now more than ever it teaches people about diversity and the importance of tolerance and caring about each other. And I really wish the main character, Atticus, was my own dad.
Okay, so the best book I've read recently, I'm not sure it's the best book I've ever read, but the best book I've read recently is by a woman called Gita Sereny, and the title is Albert Speer, His Battle with Truth. Albert Speer was originally an architect who ended up basically being Hitler's right-hand man. Even though he wasn't a soldier, he became an integral part of what Hitler did within Germany. And the book is based upon a series of interviews after he was imprisoned after the Second World War, and it gives a fascinating insight into what it was really like.
My favourite book is GB 1984 by David Peace. It's about the miners' strike and what happened in 1984. It's about the north of England, which I'm passionate about.
My favourite thing to read would be a pantomime script. I'm really passionate about pantomime, so when I'm reading about it, I really enjoy the script and I can see how things are going to work out. So I'd recommend any sort of pantomime script.
Oh, my favourite book, I read all the time. I read anything. My favourites are probably anything that's a teenage trilogy. So I do like Twilight, I do like The Hunger Games. Anything that my 15-year-old daughter reads, I have usually read first.
So my favourite book is The Hunger Games because I find it interesting and exciting to read.
My favourite book is actually called The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. There's 3 books, they're really, really thick and it's a long read, but it's absolutely fantastic because it's all about trying to figure out who murdered her.
My favourite book of all time is My Family and Other Animals by Gerald Durrell. It's a book I did for my O-level. I've since read it 2 or 3 times. I've been to Corfu because of it to see the animal life there, and I've seen the TV series.
My favourite book is The Chronicles of Narnia, which is a series of books. I read it as quite a young child and I just love the imagery and being able to get lost in a complete fantasy world.
My favourite book is The Religion by Tim Willocks. It just paints Malta in a different light, drawing the Ottoman War.
On Wednesday the 15th of February 2017, Netherwood held its very own drama festival. Local primary schools, Kings Oak, Highview and Sandhill attended.
Since September, the schools have been rehearsing a scene from Roald Dahl's classic, Fantastic Mr. Fox.
The scenes will be directed collaboratively with Mr. Utley, the primary teachers, support staff and the Year 6 students themselves.
Let's take a look at what the cunning ideas came up with.
Overall, all the hard work from the students paid off when they showcased their work to over 300 family members on Wednesday, the 15th of February 2017, in the Netherwood Auditorium.
Staff and families could not have been more proud of what they achieved. Well done, Year 6.
Before half-term, Year 9 students involved toured the campus, were involved in lectures about student life and finance.
They also explored the soft and hard skills needed in the workplace and how life experiences and education can develop these.
Let's see what they got up to. That looked like a great university.
You're not kidding. Before we go, we'd like to ask you the following question.
How many copies of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone have been sold worldwide to date? The answer will be revealed in next week's episode. That's it for this week. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you for watching Netherwood TV, and we'll see you next week, Friday at 10:25 a.m.